Hello, everyone. Hello. Good afternoon. Sorry for the delay. Today we got like a very busy traffic in São Paulo, and the flight was delayed. But thank you very much, you all, for being here. I would like to introduce, honor to be introduced, Professor Prashant Kamat, Professor of Science in the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry and Radiation Laboratory at the University of Notre Dame. He's also concurrent professor in the Department of Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering. He earned his doctoral degree in 1979 in physical chemistry from the Bombay University, and postdoctoral research at Boston University ended in 81, and University of Texas at Austin ended in 83. He joined Notre Dame in 83. Professor Kamat has for nearly 4 decades working to build bridges between physical chemistry and material science to develop advanced nanomaterials that promise cleaner and more efficient light energy conversion. He has direct DOE-funded solar photoelectrochemistry research for the past 40 years. That's impressive. In addition to large multidisciplinary, interdepartmental, and research center programs, he has actively worked with industry-sponsored research. He has served as many national panels of nanotechnology and energy conversion processes. He has published more than 400 scientific papers that have been well recognized by the scientific community, 88,000 citations. That's really, really impressive. With the age index of 150. Thomson Reuters has featured him as one of the most cited researchers each year during 2014-2023. He's currently serving as an editor-in-chief of ACS Energy Letters. Thank you very much, Professor, for being here, inviting us to join.
Thank you. Thank you for the kind introduction. Again, thank you, and for. Good, okay. And again, it is an honor and a privilege to be part of your effort to make renewable energy and storage a major thrust here in Brazil. And again, more importantly, younger folks like you are the future generation. Again, before I start, I will tell you about the publication. As you will see, the publication, how we write papers and how you communicate is changing almost every few years, okay? Give me 1 minute. I got here. Okay. So I will start. Again, there is a disclaimer here, right? So whatever I'm going to tell you, these are my views. You are perfectly fine to disagree or have your own opinion, okay? And examples presented here are for discussion purpose and not to any purpose of, trying to put down somebody or giving, again, UI, AI tools. So this is what I will come in the second part, okay? And it's getting scarier, very scary, okay? So the whole idea is to give you an idea how to write a good paper until now and what's the future. You'll be surprised, okay? Everything is moving so fast. Again, this is where I come from. I see a lot of papers coming. The moment you see the paper, you know it can make it or not, right? So at least you have to go it for a review process. Most of the time now, editors don't want to send it because they know it's not going to go through it. Why to burden the reviewers? And we'll talk about it. Okay, what is a scientific publication? Like this one. Then I don't have to hold it. What is a scientific publication? The object of research is to extend human knowledge beyond what is already known. And it gets into the knowledge domain of science only after it is presented to others in such a fashion as they can independently judge its validity. Again, this is from US National Academy of Press. There is a small PDF file you can download on being a scientist. It's free to download. Try to get it. It's a very good one. Okay. In 2004, there is a famous professor called Whitesides from Harvard. So he published a paper in Advanced Material telling how to write a paper. And in this one, he says, if your paper research does not generate papers, it might just as well not have been done, right? That's why you want to write papers. You may be working so much, you need to communicate. And this is what I say. If your papers does not generate citations, it might just as well not have been done. The word citations is like, if nobody reads your paper, what good it is. So now you see the burden. You have to do all the work. You have to gather all the information. You have to write the paper and you publish in a good journal so that other people can read and cite. So how these things are increasing the efforts needed for this one, okay? Just keep in mind when you write a paper, right? Think about the journal readers, and what everybody wants. What originalities editors and reviewers are looking for. Is the manuscript likely to interest a substantial number of researchers and not just specialists? Are the conclusions adequately supported with the appropriate data? How does the manuscript rank in terms of urgency, significance? Because the editors can compare because they get so many papers. They know where their standing stands. So anytime when you write a paper, think about the readers. Who is going to read your paper? Try to tell them a story. Don't write a paper because you think it is right, which is fine, but it may not go. Sometime you will see some papers are written, only 5 people in the world can understand, so complicated. So that doesn't make any difference. Okay. How we used to compose a scientific paper until about 1990. So why 1990? That's the time PCs came in. This is before the era of PCs, okay? I don't know, I'm maybe the only person here who has written paper by hand, first draft, okay? You take a paper and pencil, write everything, and then you give it to this person, the most important person, who will type your manuscript. This is the guy who will draw your figures. There was no printers, okay? There were chart recorders or graphs that are drawn by hand. You put it there. These were stencils. If you want a benzene ring, you put it there in this thing and make a benzene ring. This is how we used to write until about 1990. Calculator. Then you mail it to the editor. There was no thing you can send it. So all these things came in. Writing papers was breeze. You don't need to even have a data. You just tell them, okay? So this is the Nature letter and he got a Nobel Prize for it. Yeah, the color of the sea. Again, he says, in the case of substance of sufficient light scattering power, this difficulty was overcome because people thought that the blue color you see in ocean is because of reflection of the sky. And he said that blue color is coming in the sky, coming from scattering effects. Anyway, just to tell you that you didn't have to write more. One of the famous paper by Ellen Bard, I think in 70s, putting platinum on TiO2 by photocatalysis. It is a JAX communication. I think it's a 2-column or a 3-column paper. Absolutely no data. No TEM, no absorption, nothing, right? That's how people trusted, like they wrote it. And until that 1990, about 2000, until the journals went internet on the online, the paper versions never had supporting information. Okay? So your life was a lot easier, right? Other than going through that whole process I told you. So now comes the modern age, right? With the computers and everything. So that has changed how we write. So I'm going to tell you in the next few minutes what I think is the best way to write a paper. Okay? For example, you are working on some project. You have lots of data. You compile all the data and then ask yourself question, what are the 2 significant findings from this work I can convey to the general public that they will get excited? Okay? It doesn't matter. You might have done like hundreds of experiments, but it should be coming in 2 sentences or 3 sentences. Whatever the catalyst you made shows selectivity towards this reaction, right? That reaction should be important. The selectivity is the one. You cannot say, I would like, this demonstrates that. We investigated this one. We studied. Those are all what you did. It is not a spark that comes up. Try to those ones. So these are the important things. And create a working title. You can revise it later. We'll come back to the title. And then that one goes into your abstract, those finding statements. And then you compose figures that supports your story. Don't dump all the figures you have got. Select the one that can capture the attention. Discuss the results. And then you compose a scientifically effective paper. So organize results so that they follow a logical sequence. Consolidate data plots. 6 to 8 is a good number. Don't dump too many. We are all humans. We can consume so many things. Discuss the outline with your advisor and note down the important points. Again, it is a joint thing. When you are as a student, you discuss with it. You may have a disagreement. Your advisor will say, no, this is not this. Again, you come to an understanding. Again, keep in mind, you are sending this message to the readers. How great that findings your thing is. Okay, there is another one here. I can leave the slide, this one for you. In Editage, they show you how to write an outline. Okay, then the main body of the scientific paper, and you start with an introduction. And typically, people just fret to write an introduction. Don't spend too much time on the introduction. Nobody reads the long introduction. Keep it short. Keep it short. Okay? Save yourself time. Okay? So basically start the section with a general background topic. Why this work is important. Okay, we want to save the world or whatever, I don't know. But again, give some kind of a thing. Then discuss previous work and motivation behind the current work. What has been done? There's every field, there is so much in depth now, it's very difficult to cover everything. Keep it short, give some key references, and point out scientific issues. This is the most critical thing. What is the purpose of this study? What are the scientific issues that needs to be addressed that you are trying to contribute? So those are like 3 paragraphs, right? That's good enough. If you want me to add one more, maybe 4th one, explain a little more. But the key thing is to show your motivation, why you decided to work on this project and why it is important. Okay, bring that thing and bring some curiosity. Don't rewrite the abstract back again as your last introductory paragraph, telling everything what is there. Okay. And again, see, this is a donut. This says keep your eye on the donut and not on the hole. So that means you focus on your positive findings. There are a lot of things that have not gone right. You don't have to think, when somebody comes to your house, you don't take it to your basement or open all the closets and show it. You just show them nice living room and nice areas, a garden and other things. So that's the way you package it. Again, there is an experimental section. Sometimes it's the beginning and SI. You see the journal, how they write these things. Results and discussion. Again, describe the results in detail. If you put a figure there, you better discuss that. If you are not discussing any figures, then there is no room. Okay? Every trace and everything should be properly discussed. A lot of time, just to impress somebody, they put all the figures and everything is given in figure 1A, right? 1. So it doesn't make a difference. The order of figures should follow the discussion themes. Discuss how your data compare, include schemes, excessive presentation of the data, and ECNO references. So this is the typical style. Again, in general, we write our papers, right? So, okay. So now, how to make your article even more effective? Okay, just now she was telling how to get into these good journals without rejection. First and foremost is the title. Make sure the title is right. And now with the AI, your life is easy. Whatever title you have, feed it into the AI and say, give me 10 suggestions. It uses the same phrase that you have used and gives you different styles. And you can pick the one you like or you pick the phrases you like. Okay, so this is the one. I will give you an example of abstract. Title and abstract include major findings in a style that a general readership can read and understand. Keep it simple, be creative. TOC graphics, that catches the eye. A lot of people ask, why you have to do it? I didn't ask for TOC graphics. Your young generation said, I don't want to read the entire abstract, give me in picture, just like a TikTok version of your abstract. So it was demanded by younger generation. So, and it is also a good theme. Figures, keep it simple, avoid crowded data panels. Okay? What? Yeah. Okay, title. So I wrote an editorial earlier called 5 Key Attributes of an Effective Title. One is the title should address the journal scope. Okay, so make sure it meets that one. The simpler the title, more effective it is. Keep it short. I can bet you it will be more effective. It's very difficult to write 4 or 5 letter words, title with a 4 or 5 letter words. But here, is there anything better than PT for HER? These are all titles, they were under most read. Any journal you pick, if you want examples, see the title from most read. They are most read because not because of the paper, because of the title. Because somebody saw the title and clicked on it. Inquisitiveness, this is also curious. Creating some kind of a curiosity through the title. Potentially confusing, potentials in electrochemistry, right? So it has to be little this kind of a things. Sometimes people have a little longer one, they use conjunctions, but don't use more than one. Definitely not more than 2. Sometimes you have like based on, like for this. So again, in this case, there are 2 segments combined with for. Breaking the title. So if you really have to have a long title, break it into 2 parts, okay, as a last resort. So that's with the title. Again, this is a cartoon. Scientific names, physicists went and give what they did, they call it as a dark matter. Making idiot to get some scientists. So again, it's a joke. Okay, 3 easy steps to compose a title. The first one is just write whatever you want to write. Highly efficient photocatalytic hydrogen generation with unpreserved. Now delete unnecessary adjectives and superlatives. We don't want highly efficient. Everything is highly efficient, okay? So generation, metal oxide, embedded carbon nano. So now depending upon the scope of the journal, you phrase it. If it is the energy journal, this makes sense. Hydrogen generation with semiconductor nanostructures. If you have a material journal, focus on your material aspect first. The first part has a more weight than the second part. So again, you can turn it around. Abstract, as I said earlier, keep it short and effective. Readership can read and understand. Avoid detailed experimental procedures and data. A lot of people put, if you have battery, how much charge, discharge current, and all those things. Who cares, right? Tell me what's the new thing that's coming out of this. You know, like all these numbers, they can be, depending upon your conditions, it could be different. Try to avoid performance comparison. You know, sometimes people will have 25.83% better, right? So if you repeat second time, do you get the same number? No. Why you put it? Just, it doesn't add. Be creative in generating curiosity. Try to avoid, in this study, we have investigated. That's all it's about. Don't have to say that. So here is how to write it. In the first sentence, write purpose and problem statement. Okay. Engineer 3D, okay, tells you the scientific issue or the importance of this topic that you are studying. Then you describe in general terms methods and major findings, methods employed, major findings, okay? And then have a one concluding statement, one, just to say why it is important. You want to take off the light or something? Oh, sorry. Is there a front light? I don't know. Okay, so again, you notice it in this example, there are not many numbers except there is 165 degree or something, but not really like values of rate constants, where is the maximum and all these things. So this is for a general reader. Okay, always think about a bigger picture. Think about people who are not in your field who will read this abstract, because abstracts are indexed in everything, Web of Science and everything. It's there. So writing a good abstract after your title is a major, major thing, because every editors read it, every reviewer reads it. TOC graphics, keep it simple, simple as an illustration. And again, you know, when somebody looks at it, they can tell you what this study is about. Okay, here they're doing some water electrolysis. So here they are putting some kind of a carbon support platinum and ionic liquid, carbonized, and this is a better electron transfer rate. So they're simple, but conveys the theme of your study. When you have these are all published TOCs. It doesn't tell you anything, right? What this paper is about. So this is this one. And then probably this one would have been sufficient for this. And here people take like 4 figures and make a collage and they say, this is my TOC. No, that's not intended purpose. Intended purpose is to communicate to audience, readers. So spend some time creating this one. So this is from a Nobel Prize, I think Peter Einstein. What I most admire about your art is your universality. You don't say a word, yet the word understands you, right? Chaplin, true, but your glory is even greater. The whole world admires you, even though they don't understand words what you say, right? So your TOC graphics should be like Charlie Chaplin. So we can understand in his silent movies, his expressions, you can tell what he's saying, right? So that's what the TOC graphic should be. So then comes the figures. Figures are, again, this is a guy called Tufte. He has got written books on how to get good figures presentations. And he says two important aspects: accuracy of data presentation and aesthetics of the figure. They need to stand out. And is a well-designed presentation of interesting data that consists of complex ideas. So getting a good figure takes time. You have to imagine and dig how you can convey those data points. Right? The description of the figure is intended to explain the data and so that reader can fully appreciate scientific value. So when a figure like this, clearly you can see the titles, the scales, units properly identified. You can distinguish different colors, and you can also have legends to identify, because sometimes there are color impaired people. If you write green, red, blue, it may not mean that much. So again, this is just one example. You can emphasize more. So doing it. And most of the figures we draw what they call is a golden rectangle. Golden rectangle is the ratio between the length and height is 1.6. So you can make it. So again, unknowingly we draw it and that we like it. Another one is try to avoid symbols in your axis titles. Lambda, nm, no, just write wavelength. Absorbance with no units. pH has no units. Absorbance doesn't have units. Don't write AU. So again, here, same, the reason with symbol is it is means in different fields, different things. For example, lambda is also a reorganization energy, and it may be for something else. So if you have to use a symbol, explain it in the caption, what that symbol stands for, so that people can understand. Okay, so that is the one. Yeah, another one is the citations reflect the scope of the study. If any journal that you submit, make sure you have a couple of references from that journal. Okay, that way, so you know that you're consider those papers to discuss in your thing, projecting the importance of the work. Okay, often comes how many data panels, right? Earlier, older paper, you see, there is only one panel for one figure. People wanted to put like a small inset or something. Then the modern version took over, include only the result that present major findings and that you are going to discuss. Presented data should be clear to visualize and analyze. Make the key data results stand out. If you put too many figures, your key data is diluted. You don't know which one is the key data. I'll give you an example. You can move everything to SI and you can discuss them in your main thing. Give complete description in the caption. Make sure to discuss. So this is caption is the one which nowadays people don't take time. You need to explain all your samples, experimental conditions, so that the figures can be understood properly. Okay, so this is one figure. Okay, figure one. How can I see what is this figure about? Like how much, right? So this is another one. So they're almost coming close to running out of all the alphabets, right? So it's true that student who did this had put a lot of efforts. But when you do it like this, it doesn't convey the message. Probably one of these things is the most important data, but I don't see that. It is dilution effect. Here is another published earlier. So all these things, they even have, one of them had an insight, I think. You cannot read or make anything. So what you should have is one figure, one message. They should be related, right? So in the previous one, if you go, this is the impedance spectra, this is some charge discharge curve, and I don't know what else is there, this one, this is different. Same way here, there is XPS, there I don't know what is this one. So they are all different. It's a collage of different things, right? It doesn't impress anybody. You lost an opportunity to showcase your figure. Okay. That is 4 things you pay attention. Okay. Title, abstract, TOC graphics, and figures. That's the one thing, first thing, every editor and reviewers see it. Whether the figures, they can understand the story based on figures. I can guarantee you almost same thing. You guys decide to read a paper. First read the title, read the abstract. Then you look at the figures. Is there something new? If something that sparks you, then you read more. If it is boring like those multi-panel, he says, no, it's fine. I'll read it tomorrow, right? So that's the one. So this is how to submit with journal. Again, don't go with the impact factor. Go with the journal that most readers you can find, right? There are very good physics journals with not too high impact factor, right? If you publish in PhysRev letters, it's considered one of the thing. But if you publish in nano macro letters, its impact factor is over 30, but nobody will read it. So again, deciding the journal should be based on the way you have written, the way that your results indicate, and look at the citations that you cited in the work. That points out the right readership. Whether it's a materials journal, energy journal, or like a nano journal, or some physical chemistry journal, or JAX, or Angawante. So that can tell you. So your citations are a good indicator which journal you should be submitting. Okay, so this one summarizes what I told you. The title appealing to the broader readership, have significant findings been identified in the abstract. Does introduction provide motivation for the study? Are the figures and schemes scientifically correct? Aesthetically attractive? Do the discussion of results and cited reference fall within the scope of the journal? So these are all very important, okay? So keep in mind. So this, next time when you write something, keep these things in mind that will help you. Okay. We are in a most important time right now, okay? What I told you so far, 3 years from now, it will be useless. You will say, what a garbage you told me to write a paper. I got AI that can help me. So I'm going to tell you some of the good, bad, and ugly aspects of AI. And then I will introduce you to a couple of tools that can help you to write papers. Sounds good? Is there any questions so far on the previous one?
When you have those, how do you say this? So many data, the same collage.
Yeah, collage or multi-panel figures.
So what you suggest? So should we move always that to the support information and then treat this as discussion?
Like for example, that guy had. So he has got different compounds and he is doing some kind of a impedance spectroscopy or something. I don't know. No, this is a thermal thing, some parameter. And he is putting for every polymer, right? You pick up, you're not going, 1 or 2 examples. And they say others are given in supporting information. So these 2 panels would have been stood out. And like, so here is, and they say that other polymers are there. So that way, or if you want to compare the 2 extremes, you can do it. So there must be a reason to include them. Anything more, 4 is sort of a maximum we use, but you can go maybe up to 6. Beyond 6, it's useless. Okay? Yeah. So if you put a single panel figure, that stands out, believe me. Only one panel figure. Very few people put it. Next time when you have a really key data, put in that one panel figure. The more panel you put it, it dilutes. But sometimes you have to do it because either for comparison or different aspects of the same thing. Like the one, actually this is our example. This is an absorption spectra, this is an emission spectra, this is a photo excitation spectra. So this one, yeah, this is, yeah, I'm just saying this is okay. This is how it is. This is a one figure, one message. So this is all related. So this one reflects on this one. So that's why we need to compare where it is. So try to keep it one message per figure. And if you have especially one panel figure, it will stand out. No, this is okay. This is how it should be. Okay. Any other questions? Again, you can ask me any questions, okay? Don't hesitate. Okay. Science and the new age of our AI. This is again from Nature has a section, they keep on adding these things. Everything is made by AI. You will see it. So in 2023, when ChatGPT just came out, Bruno Erler from Netherlands, so he wrote an artificial intelligence-powered text generation will change scientific publishing fundamentally. Okay, so again, he warned a lot of things could happen, and it was a very early stage. I really like his vision of what it would be, and you will see it. Today, we have all these tools. These are like most popular one. Gemini is by Google, which is same as ChatGPT. Microsoft has Copilot, and there may be many more. Then now you have got tailored for scientific publishing. Notebook LM, Grammarly, Future House, Paper Pal, they're all for scientific writing, right? So how many of you have used AI tools? Any of those? I've used it. Okay. Okay. So which one is the most thing you have used? Which of these? ChatGPT. Okay. Grammarly. Okay. Anybody else? Anybody is Notebook LM? Gemini uses ChatGPT. Yeah, the difference between Notebook LM and Gemini, which is also part of Google, which by the way, our university has subscribed it, and any student and we all can use it, okay? The Notebook LM is your assistant. You can ask, I will show you the example. You can ask any questions, it will tell you. You can just upload a PDF file and ask questions, right? What are the significant findings? Or if you're writing a manuscript, you can just put it in and say, what are the irregularities or arguments that are conflict? It will pick it up and tell you, okay? Can you identify, like Grammarly and other things correctly? But this one, I like it because I can say, which are the sentences that needs to be corrected. So it will tell you the sentences that are wrong, right? So that way I can learn to write next time. So otherwise I can also say, okay, correct this paragraph. It will correct it. Then I will not learn anything. So that's what I'm saying. The way you use it has a different thing. So we'll come back to it. Okay. Okay, refer system that can create different types of content, including text, images, and code by extrapolating patterns. Okay. Says, okay. She says, are you going to fire me? He says, this way, you don't have to argue with the person, right? So that's the advantage of AI. The other person, if you are there, they conflict. Okay, let's see some good parts, okay? Okay, you can create statements. So you're in a hurry. Sometime you have to write some documents and they ask you something and you want to make some statements. It can create any topic you want, or it will also give you a pointer that you can modify and expand. It saves you time. It can generate methods and protocols. This was for perovskite solar cells. And it's not 100% accurate, but at least it gives you some lines. So any methods that Future House will give you chemical synthesis of any compound you want. See, this is from Omar Yagi. They used to summarize the published literature. Okay, he works on MOFs. So he feeds every PDF file and he created this one. So he feeds it the PDF files and get whatever information he wants. Okay, so like for example, synthetic methods, he can get all these different things. Surface area, any properties that you're looking for, you can tabulate those things. So that is great. So you don't have to even 100 papers. It can feed it in and it can give you that data in a tabular form or whatever program that you have written that you can extract, tabulate the data. Okay, so that is, you can compose a poem. Have you tried it? I just say, make a poem on sign at Unicamp, where bright minds meet, sign stands strong, a hub of heat, not fire alone, but spark of thought, where science blooms and dreams are wrought, right? From sunlight's touch to the fuels anew, they chase the future, bold and true. Atoms, light and streams, turning Brazilian soil with vision grand, nurtures progress hand in hand, okay? So you can impress anybody, okay? So even if you have a small 5-year, 6-year-old kid, you can sit there, okay, I want to write a poem, what do you want? You know, like I had my grandson, he said, okay, a bluey, you know, he wanted to write on a bluey, and just said, okay, and, whoa, bluey going on a bus and flying off the cliff. And not only that, and they made a story how there was a balloon that took it, and then again, you can play with these things and entertain somebody else too. It's not that doing it. Strength of the AI bots, help to break mental logjams when writing or when struggling to write those first words. Can be used effectively to improve title, abstract, conclusion of your paper. Provide a structure for writing, breaking up. The bot may not do correctly, so be cautious. Check grammar, composition, text. Provide knowledge in an area which you have a little familiarity in a structured and easy way. Again, this AI can tell me in a 4th grade level, so it will break down in that level. Develop codes and computer programs. So there are a lot of good points. It's up to you how to do it. What are some things that we need to be concerned of? Okay, so now let's do the bad part, because it's an easy tool, right? So how chat is it transforming the postdoc experience? Says that things can certainly go wrong if users become lazy and rely on chatbots too much. If you don't question the output, you start taking it to copy and paste. That's the end of it, okay? That's not the intended goal should be. You can use it as a tool, but not as a source. So again, it says that they are using for refining text, 63%, code generation, finding, summarizing the literature, preparing manuscript. So again, it list goes on. This is another one. They call it as a bottership instead of authorship. AI chatbot authorship after 2 years of the use of AI tools to support writing activities is transformed publishing in a few years in late 22. So these tools support enhanced writing quality and reduce the amount of time and effort needed to turn research finding into an acceptable manuscript, right? So again, there is a Harvard Business Review had the risk of bot shit, they call it. So again, people are warning us. AI writing tools promise faster manuscript for researchers. Okay, so automation brings plagiarism risk, and software still needs human input for analysis and narrative. You have to be the master to control. You have to have curiosity. You have to ask the right questions. Okay, a lack of author voice in articles will make reading less interesting. Otherwise, if AI start writing every paper, everything will look same. There is no individuality. Okay, so I just up now. Should we be writing? The title is Another Review Manuscript. A lot of people, especially in countries where there are no facilities, and their administration focuses on how many papers they publish for the next promotion or whatever it is, right? The review articles becoming an easy way. Again, they may use a bot or they collect all the PDF file, Web of Science, go there and categorize it, and it is just a compilation. And the moment you write a review article, it's very difficult to reject as a reviewer because scientifically there is nothing wrong. See how many, in 2 years, lithium-ion batteries, 4,300 review articles. This is from Web of Science. CO2 reduction, 3,167. Hydrogen generation, 1959. Tell me what new ones, how many? Probably 25 of them in each category may be a good review articles. Rest are all duplicating, telling the same story again and again. Okay? And the AI is making, I can show you, you can write your review article in 2 hours using AI with my minimal, my intellectual input. So now we are started getting those papers. And those papers are getting published. Okay, so this one, again, same Bruno Erler who wrote it, he put in the supporting information. This was 2 years back. He created this article on the role of lead in the commercialization of perovskite-based devices, and he edited it very mildly, some other sentence, and he showed what he edited. And again, you can find in this article how he made it. It's all written by AI. Flood of review articles from one PhD student. How do I know PhD student? He applied me for a postdoc, right? And in 5 years, he has 27 papers. And he brags about he has 11 of them as his corresponding author. Then you go and look in, these are only in 2025, okay? So you cannot see it. This is coordination chemistry reviews, okay? These are all review articles. This is Journal of Energy Chemistry, Coordination Chemistry. He is also published in ACS Nano, managed, and I pointed out to the editor, showing paragraphs of AIs, okay? Nonsensical paragraphs. I can show you later on if you want. So another coordination chemistry review. So this is a kind of a flood of review articles are coming. What? This one author. And he has got a cartel of people from Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Iran, and other places. I'm sure he's getting money for that, putting their names. He submitted 8 reviews in 3 months in our journal. That's how I got flagged in. Yeah. Then he can cite his own papers, right? See here, it's going exponentially. Now, how these are becoming, the whole idea for this one was to write what is a review article and how it should be. It's a collaborative effort. It's not just compilation or repeating what has been said already. Okay, why do AI bot tell lies? If you're tired, let me know. I will stop, okay? Okay. So what it's saying is the AI systems can learn bad information from bad sources. So the more bad sources are there, its database increases, right? So now it's up to you when you ask something, whether it's real or not. And the strange behavior, it may be chatbots distorted reflection of the words and intentions. So whatever you are looking for, whatever you desire, they will provide. You can change the questions. You ask a positive question, it will give you one answer. You ask a negative question, you ask another one. If you want to review a paper, just say, okay, give me some positive reviews. It will give you glorious things. Same one you ask, I want to have a negative review of this paper. It will give you a negative review. It will trash the things. So again, this is the problem with the AI. It doesn't have a mind its own. Okay, again, shoddy research. They are unreliable and non-replicable searches, increased likelihood of citations and ethics violations. Bias in the literature, because it goes with the majority opinion, right? If there is a minority opinion, it will not pick up. Enabling shoddy research, again, I'm telling you earlier. Okay, that was the bad part. Now the ugly part, okay? Yeah.
Question. So for the young students here, that's very soon more the young researchers that is moving to get a position at the university or a place like that. When they see a guy like that with so many citations, so many papers, it's very unfair competition.
And they're all in good journals.
Yeah, in the journals.
And then, yeah, if somebody, if a person like Anna, she'll say, how the hell it is possible to have 27 papers in 5 years?
I was wondering in a message to give to them.
Is not to do it. You know, if you are doing it, if you publish 4 papers in your PhD, that I consider is productive. And if you are a first author and then tells you, and then if your advisor tells you, yes, in these 4 papers, major contribution came from this student, that's good enough. It's humanly impossible to have more papers, okay? It takes long time to get something done and doing it. Those things, 27, no, a person like Wilmy never touch it. I'll say thank you and then send him back, right? So that is the message is, if you have enough water, thank you. So again, publishing good paper, they stand out. Most of our students have 2 or 3 author papers, so they don't have many. But whenever I write letter, I said that reflects what they did. Yeah. So again, there is a lot of, again, this in India, China, it is much more prevalent because one in the group publishes that way and the other one, when they graduate, they will have 30, 40 papers, which is unheard of. Unheard of. Because they put everybody in the group's name. Imagine if you, whatever publish you put, 20 people, authors. So when each one gets 1 paper, there will have 20 papers instead of 1. So this is sad part of the science that is heading. Because the publication is becoming more of a currency in the sense that administrators, they bean count without seeing what's there. For your promotions, they don't see it very well. The publishers, 1 more paper, 1 additional money. So everybody uses this paper as some kind of a currency, undervaluing the science. Okay. Could disrupt scientific publishing. Many editors are concerned that the generative AI could be used to easily produce fake but convincing articles, okay? And most of the early worries over LLM in peer review have been about confidentiality, several publishers. So this is the impact of, again, this is a Nature article, I think, yeah. Again, impacts of generative AI helps researchers without English as a first language. This is a really plus point, okay? So now people don't have to struggle, because if your English is not well, especially in Brazil or India, China or other things, you can write whatever it is and you can refine it. But the original thoughts should come from you, not from the AI, how you describe. So again, I'm telling you the good parts, okay, how to do it. You can use AI, but the original thought should be yours. You can use it to correct it. You can use it to improvise it. Coding faster, summarize other research projects. So this is also good. If you want to keep a summary of different papers, you can use it for that one. Helps write manuscript faster, improves scientific. At least for me, I have not sped up in manuscript writing. So I'm still old style. I use it only at the end just to check some things. But for others, it may be. Because still the thoughts, figures, everything has to come before writing. It takes time. Again, abstract written by the conferences, people write and submit it, get accepted, and all kinds of stuff. And you will also see a lot of papers are getting retracted because the AI generated thing. What is this? Okay, and people are so lazy. They copy and pasted it, right? So this is a published paper in one of the Elsevier journals. The first paragraph, I'm very sorry, but I don't have real-time information or patient data. I'm an AI language model. What is that? It is a published paper. What is that? Yeah, that's the one, the first paragraph. Then it went on a social media, and I think they retracted that paper. And if you want to publish 25 papers in a year, you don't have time for these things. Whatever. So, see, most of the time, I will tell you, like, at least many professors are very busy. They have no time to read. Especially if you have 50, 60 students in your group, you're relying on somebody to quality control, right? And the students write these papers and they say, just go it. And only when the paper get rejected, the PI wakes up. How can you reject the paper? I said, did you read the paper? If I can find the mistakes, why couldn't you, right? Like these kind of things could be easily spotted, right? So again, there is a lot of you can find these kind of things. AI generated text. As of my last knowledge update. As of my last knowledge update. These are in the papers. Okay, this is the ugly part of it. And you might have seen about this one. This is the Frontier Journal published. And they investigated why they published this picture, right? So it revealed that one of the reviewers raised valid concerns about the figure and requested author revision. The authors failed to respond to this request. We are investigating how our processes fail to act. So basically, instead of saying we publish everything, they are just finding an excuse.
What happened to this paper?
They retracted. They retracted. So again, you can create these nice TOC graphics or images and other things, and it will have nonsensical words, okay? Scanling, I don't know, emigrate, something. So it will have nonsensical words. Again, these are all published papers. So this is another one with the 3 bones in the leg, okay? So had the wrong number of bones in the lower leg and arm. So they have also words written, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, but this paper was, I think, was generated by
AI. Yeah, but not correct. Again, I'll.
They can retract just because of the
Yeah. Oh, it went on?
Retract your paper because of the TOC graphic or the figures. They can do
No,
that,
because
right?
it was wrong, right?
Yeah, that's what.
This is wrong, and you know this. So
But I still believe maybe the
and then,
content was good.
when you have words like this, it looks pretty, right? Okay. So the plagiarism check is gone. Okay. So you can write. Okay, sorry.
Professor, sorry, in a few slides before,
This one.
how since plagiarism is taken so seriously by the journals, how did that ended up in the final version of the paper?
See, there are a lot of publication checkpoints, right? The first when you submit, the editor sees it, then reviewers see it, then the production guy should have caught it, right? When they try to publish it, somebody else should see it because they do the text editing, right? That should
Yeah.
have flagged them, and so none of these cross checks because they were not doing their jobs, right?
Jesus Christ.
Not one person mistake, I believe.
Yeah, right. It's and in the previous one with this one case, the reviewers told them this is a wrong figure, and the author didn't change. They accepted it.
The later one could be on the proof moment.
Yeah.
For example.
Yeah.
Just about proof, paper, someone. insert-
Yeah, this is more scary. You cannot now check for plagiarism. I just put a please rewrite the following paragraph so that it will not be considered as a plagiarized material. And I wrote this paragraph again. It's my own version. I had an editorial they written, and it rewrote the entire paragraph, which you will not catch the plagiarism check. So you can basically now take any paper that you want and feed it and rewrite the paper. It's scary. It's getting scary. That's why I'm trying to caution you and warn you where we are heading and what will happen.
It made my skin crawl.
Okay, until we have new tools to identify authenticity of the written document, pre-screening the document for plagiarism alone may not be completely effective. Okay, yeah.
I have another question, taking further on this point, because basically you are creating new content which is available, and this is also the source for the next interaction from the AI, because basically they learn with the material that is in online. So if you are creating novel material that not be completely accurate, how this contaminates the
That's
creation
what I'm
of
saying.
ideas?
The earlier one said, more you contaminate, the contaminant becomes the norm. So again, stop, Control C, Control V. Okay, this is again, okay, so I showed you the good, bad, and ugly parts. Now, if you are a student or anybody, people like me, how can I use AI in a more positive way? Okay, but again, it is not perfect. Again, as I said, these are what I find them useful, and I'll give you what you can use it for. Okay, and hopefully my internet will connect. This one, see, this is in a fast age. We want everything to be very quick. Even we don't have to read a summary of 3 minutes, but make it to 1 minute, and then this one. Okay. Things to note. Everything changes transformative, right? Imagine when I started research, I used to draw on a graph sheet. For you, it looks archaic. There were no computers, okay? You draw it like this. If you want to get a first order rate constant, you put log of, say, absorbance versus time, get a straight line, and from the slope, you calculate the rate constant. Today, you put in origin or some other program and say, okay, give me an exponential fit. You give an exponential fit, right? And you don't care whether the number makes sense or not. Here, I can see at least it is a straight line or not. Anyway, so from that, we got the calculators. The first time calculators came during my time. when I was an undergrad. Calculators were banned from exams. Okay? Because not everybody had it. That's one. And everybody worried that you will forget the math. You don't know what is 2.2 2 times 2. We used to say 4, or 8 times 7, 56. Today, we type it in 2 times 2, it says 3.999, and we accept it, right? So then computers came in. Now we draw these beautiful graphs. Half the time we don't know what it represents, but it gives us the beautiful graphs that we can use it for program. All these programs are AI, isn't it? You have fed the data and it is creating the figure that you want. In sense, the AI, everyone uses it. Even people who say they don't use AI, they are using it in some fashion. So this is how it's progress. This is how we used to write papers, I told you. Typing, computers came in. Now, this was a next adaptation. We have to get adapted to it. It is just the question is how. Okay, so these are the tools, as you said, like Grammarly, Rex, Future House. Again, some of you are aware of it. I don't know everything. I will show you, I think, okay. Can AI write a scientific paper? You ask the question to the chat GPT. Can you write a scientific paper? And one of the things is, with all these AI tools, it never says it doesn't know something. It always gives you some answer, whether it's right or wrong. So he says, yes, AI can write a scientific paper. In fact, there are already AI systems that can write scientific paper by using advanced natural language process techniques to analyze existing scientific literature and generate text. However, it is important to note that these AI-generated papers are typically not original research, but rather are based on existing research. It is just a matter of time. I don't know when, you just put your 5 figures there and ask AI to write a paper, right? So right now, the businesses, they use it. Like if you go to this stock market, they see this price stock market variation, and then they write the report based on the daily fluctuations or whatever new things coming up. So my guess is, so far it's not written. Okay. This is published recently in Applied Materials and Interfaces. Osvaldo, you have to go and ask Osvaldo how to write a, what is that? Yeah. So you can ask to come and give a seminar on this one. And he has all these algorithms to show you how to write a review article, right? If I can create a review article, why do I need to read one? I can create whatever I want, right? So what is the future role of review articles? I don't know. Okay. Okay, what it is good for? You can revise the text, okay? So again, this is a text, and you can change. It will make minor changes, will not make much, okay? So none of the words have been changed, only the composition of sentences. That's okay, it's like more like a Grammarly type thing. Okay, this is the one to me is the more scariest. Has anybody used Future House? Okay, this is, I think, started, okay, I have time, right? Otherwise, let's see if my internet works here. Okay, so these ones have 4 platforms. One produces citing scientific data sources, and this one is a new Phoenix, Crow, Falcon, and Owl. This one is for mostly good for planning synthesis and designing new molecules. This one is writing a long report. Okay, so let's go to the Falcon. Okay, what topic you want? Give me some topic.
Batteries.
Thought battery.
Which one?
Thought battery.
Sodium? What are the latest developments?
Solid state.
Let's do one at a time. Developments in sodium. Okay, that's what I asked. Okay, so so it will take some time. Okay, so meantime, okay, I have this is work in progress. Okay, I had what are the scientific no. Sulfur radical chemistry. So in whenever you write something, you are looking for references, right? So you go on Web of Science and put keywords, and it gives you the references. So this is a step further. It not only gives you references, but tells you what's there in that each paper and in a report.
Don't need to write the introduction anymore.
I didn't say that. Okay, that's the abstract. Can you read it? Introduction. Over the past decade, see the language of this one versus ChatGPT. This is more scientific. It is something scientists would have written. See?
So your introduction ready.
And you want the references? They're here. So these are your references. And nice thing is it also gives you DOI for most of it. See, Jax. What?
So basically, this is a review. He just
That's what I'm
wrote a
saying.
review.
You can write the review now in 2 hours. So, like I had a hard time convincing that editorial. The ACS didn't like those kind of a thing because I'm discouraging review article. From my point of view is how much time I waste in reviews that are submitted that are garbage. Doesn't add anything. So let's go back and see whether our target is done.
But editors like review articles because this is a way for the journal also to get more citations, right?
Exactly. That's what you should read that editorial. Okay, it is still doing it.
So don't tell this to Rodrigo and Chico because our review in chemical review took like 1.5 years to be written, published.
Don't
1.5
get
years.
me wrong. The good reviews take a long time. Often collaborative. You go through this. That's how it used to be. But because the journal will publish review articles, now they are creating. So when I reject a review, it goes to some other journal. go and look at those guys I showed you, Coordination Chemistry. It's a very respected journal. How did they publish 4 papers in 1 year without questioning on 4 different topics?
But sorry, Kamat, in this point, I see a problem with the editorial office, including the editor-in-chief and the associate editors and publishers.
This is still going. So let it go. We'll come back to that one, okay?
I have a question about the reviewing process.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Osvaldo, and I told him that one of the problems now is that the reviewers are actually using this to review the paper.
We had a couple of them, and we
So-
rescind them. We
That
write
is
to
a
the
problem.
reviewer. I said, are you going to give us a new one? And most of the time they won't respond back, and we rescind it. We don't send it to the authors if you identify.
Yeah, but then you need to have tools to identify. For
You
example,
can
think
read it and
for
tell
me.
you. I can tell you. This reviewer had like a 1-page summary about the paper about. Who writes 1-page summary? And then the questions were like typical, same kind of a thing. So it was very clear. So you ask the reviewer, did you use AI to do it? And could you please rewrite, right? Okay, so Web of Science gives you citable references. So this one provides you detailed text and key references. And you can go and check it. It also gives you DOI. Statements supported by searchable references, list of useful tool to gather background material. Okay, if you don't know any field, right away jumping in. So this is a good one. So this one is Notebook LM. What is that? So this is your paper, right? So do you know you can make a podcast?
Yeah.
She has a podcast on it.
Ah, yeah.
Today we are opening up a file on maybe the most fascinating, but also, to be honest, frustrating material, clean energy. Perovskite solar cells.
Yeah, fascinating. PSCs, I mean, they're potential game changers. Look at the lab hitting over 26%, which is right there with traditional.
Always the budget.
But we have this fatal flaw that incredibly fragile, just terribly fragile.
Exactly. Exposed to a bit of moisture, humidity, or maybe some high heat, and the whole structure just crumbles. It degrades all skins.
It really does. And that instability, that's been the major roadblock. It's what's kept them largely in the lab and, well, off the market for widespread use.
Okay, so that sets the stage. Our sources today, though, they detail what sounds like a real breakthrough. Researchers have figured out a way to use quantum dots, these tiny semiconductor nanocrystals, not just as like passive shield, but as something that actively heals the peroxide material.
It's a really elegant piece of material science, actually. Our mission today, then, is to unpack the core mechanism they figured out. And they tracked it in real time, which is heat. So this isn't just about putting a physical layer on top. It's a dynamic, spontaneous chemical thing happening. A reaction known as the cross-halide exchange reaction.
21 minutes.
And it's
All right,
happening right at that tiny interface.
21 minutes. Okay, I'm going to stop it.
But it's very precise in terms of what it's actually talking about. Like, but it's pretty consistent with the paper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It picks up from the thing. Everything is from the PDF, it picks up.
So next time you can use this to check if your paper, you can create this, you create a podcast and you listen and see if it's, okay, guys, there's another thing to do, no? Yeah.
So you want to see this one? So this is a quiz for you. So you can make a quiz out of your paper.
Uh-huh.
So it says, according to this study, what is the primary mechanism?
Which platform is this one?
The same paper,
Notebook?
Notebook LM, Google.
Okay.
Notebook LM. So it can make, you can put a MP3 file, it will make a text if you want. If you want to make a quiz, it will create a quiz for you. So this is the quiz from that paper. And it also gives you a hint. See, there is a hint. So there are 10, it created 10 questions. See, there are a lot of good ways of using it, right? So, one of the things, again, this is a published paper, but we can ask what are the grammatical mistakes?
This is a good one for the students.
It's the published paper, my own paper. You'll find some mistakes.
Let's
Oh, based on the sources provided, there is no ground.
There are no grammar mistakes. So do you think that this platform is
So,
better
yeah,
to check the
you can
grammar?
find what are the major findings? So it will tell you what are the major findings. So if you want to summarize somebody's paper,
But in your opinion, as a editor-in-chief, which are the best, or which one is the best platform for checking the grammar? Because this is something that we use a lot.
great for writing recommendation letters. You just put CV in and ask questions. What is his educational background? What is his accomplishments? What awards did he win? What other things he has done?
No, I mean, Prashant.
Okay, so I identified my thing, enhanced triplet characterization here, distinct energy transfer, single energy. So again, it identified. So you don't have to read the whole paper now. We can just go in. Okay, your introduction is ready. Sodium-ion batteries have emerged. Can you read it? And it also gives you where it is picked up from, which reference. See, hard carbon is gained from. See, your review is almost ready. And the references are here.
You can set the reference, because I think in this one here is 2003 and 2004.
latest.
You can,
So it takes last 5 years.
5 years, okay.
You can go back and ask. So this is energy reviews, molecules, accounts of chemical research. Nature materials. So again, I don't know how, yeah.
Does this platform Does this platform has access to the full papers he's using or not? Probably not, right?
I think it just crawls in the web and probably reads the abstracts. And most of the time, it gives you more open access information than not. So it is not complete. I'm not saying that. So it is something you are starting to write. It could be a good starting point. Okay, let's move on and finish it off. So I just wanted to show you these couple of things. Okay, this is convenient, this is done. So again, creating effective titles. So you can put any titles in any of these things and ask to suggest titles. So it will give you about 10 titles. So now you can pick which titles you prefer. So they are very good in it. So you can use it, no problem. Composing TOC graphics and other tools. So you just have to write a robot writing an article with a pen and a paper sitting across the table with a coffee cup. So it will give you different versions and you can choose, modify, and some of them, if you have a subscription, then you can feed in something and ask him to modify. It will do it. So a robot writing an article with a pen and paper in a watercolor and pencil style. So it can do different things. Look at all the nowadays, the cover arts, right? They are all AI generated. This is supposed to be an electron fence. This guy is fishing. It's a cell-based plasmonic biolayer interferometer. What is to do with the guy fishing? So again, these things are now coming up and what? These are real covers. These are real covers. Okay, this one. No, they think it is cool. It's attractive. Who cares about the science? It is. Okay. Have you read this paper, Nature Nanotechnology? Anybody? Please read. The rising danger of images nanoscience and what we can do about it. These are the real ones. These are synthesized ones. Okay? And these are entirely synthesized particles. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm done. Okay, I've got a couple of few more years. I don't have to live to see what's next. So again, this from this article, it is important for our community to tackle unethical AI use and accept it as a potential and growing problem. To overcome these challenges, we must collectively do more, raise awareness and provide compulsory training in research ethics. With the modern times view on the value of science changing, we must embrace a role not only of producing new results, but on safekeeping and proofing scientific. So again, it's on us how to use these AI tools in an effective way so that we don't dilute the scientific thing. If we take an easy route, just I copy and then put it somewhere in the introduction, my job is easy, I'm done, right? So if you are a student, you can impress your advisor, or if you're an advisor, you can impress a granting agency. Or I'm just saying is, we all can get doing it. So this was earlier published. Are they really sources? Are they tools? So the AI cannot be as a reliable source. As I said earlier, it can have contaminated literature, it can put it out. And another thing is you cannot cite. Typically when you get an information, you cite the work. Here you cannot cite because same paragraph or same material cannot be reproduced. If you ask the same question next time, it gives a different answer. So that's why its suggestion is to use it as a tool, and then you don't need to cite. Just like all the tools we talked about, synthesizing the data and those kind of a thing. So this was published in ACS Nano for AI when writing manuscript. A tool is an early data draft base and stored content. All authors share the responsibility. Can be used as a language tool. As of now, the best use of is to improve the composed text. Need to acknowledge the use of AI tools if you use. Nobody says that. And if you are using in text, any citation recommended by ChatGPT needs to be verified. And so that's the one. Again, my main message is use it as a tool, not as a source. Even if you are using it as a source, verify it and use it effectively. Okay, protecting scientific integrity in the age of generative AI, verification of AI-generated content and analysis, documentation of AI-generated data. Okay, so these are all there, which is there. Final thoughts. Again, this is from Bruno Arler's thing, generational change fundamentally. Is an AI-generated scientific text original despite being the product of training over human-made original work? Who is the intellectual owner? So a lot of like artists and musicians, and they're losing their copyrights, okay, because AI can synthesize and do it. So has changed over the years. We are now entering a new phase of AI adoption. How we use AI tools in an ethical manner will determine the future. That's my thought, okay? Okay, so this is another cartoon. So when the AI first came in, we all got excited. Then we realized, wait a minute, it can give lies. And then we went down. And this means it will occasionally generate incorrect answers. Then we feel comfortable, and now we are feeling more comfortable, right? So that's our human thing. Anyway, thank you very much. And happy to discuss more, okay? I hope I didn't drag you along too much.
We have a question from people online. One is from Juan. A good question is, what are the publishers doing about all of this?
That's also I have to, my question too. We have been trying to get publishers, ACS, maybe your RSC, others. Right now, there is no a definite tool like Turnitin and those kind of things where they checked for plagiarism, right? There is an algorithm. But right now, there is no tool to detect convincingly AI. But as a human, I can show you the thing. So here is, I will show you one example, okay? This is from the same student I told you. He published a paper. Okay. No, I think, wait a minute. Sorry, I.
Now it worked, but
Oh, now it's working. Okay, 1 second, 1 second. Okay, we got it. This is the review article published in ACS Nano. Yeah. So again, the core is the fundamental structural characteristics of host-guest functional polymers, such as zeolites. The porous. Who writes these sentences? The pore is the fundamental structural characteristic of host-guest functional polymers. Selective synthesis or assembly of structures for various molecules can create continuous pore passages. Because this is how the chat GPT explains, right? So you go down, read the yellow highlighted one. The properties of materials are essential for understanding their diverse applications. Right? And incorporating benzene groups among read this one. Incorporating benzene groups among carbon atoms in diamond, which has a band gap of 5.5, reduces the band gap by decreasing the distance between sp3. This is in graphene. So if you put benzene rings in diamond, it becomes graphene. So the band gap can be adjusted by inserting appropriate linkage into the diamond structure. So you see how the AI can generate these kind of a nonsensical things. I don't know what they're working on, so they're trying to do it. So this is a kind of this is one of his 27 papers. So again, it's I didn't want to spend too much time, but you can go through it. These kind of papers have a lot of nonsensical things. So we have been getting so many of them, and you read some of the sentence, the word like we delve into, okay, like, so that is one of the common word some of the AIs use. But the future's house, that is not like ChatGPT. People haven't explored. That writes more like a science. So again, coming back to that question, we don't have any tools to identify. It's only by humans now. So that's why, I don't know. The review articles, you check any review articles coming out today. I would guarantee you half of them are AI written. Any other questions?
I feel sorry for, at least before ChatGPT, we used to send our papers for review to external, someone that was like an English speaker. So I think this is, I feel sorry for them, because I think you can use ChatGPT or this other tool that show that in order to check the grammar. And other things also, people used to actually to do the front cover of the papers to do all these drawings. it was very expensive, but it was a lot of people, I mean, that they used to do that for us as well. So all of this, people just maybe some kind of lost their jobs in doing that, because we don't pay for people in,
Yeah.
I mean, to check
Yeah,
our
again,
grammar.
I'm still exploring all the features of Notebook LM. That to me, I like it because it doesn't crawl outside. Anything it says is based on what in documents you have uploaded. So it doesn't add from outside. So that to me is, I'm still under control on the material I'm getting.
And I hope to see more like of these tools also to check
Yeah.
if someone is actually using the ChatGPT. For me as an associate editor, I mean, I don't have time to check all the reviewers if they're all using the ChatGPT to do the review.
In one of the cases where we got this AI written review, I know the reviewer and one of the editor. I said, "What happened? Like we cannot accept." Then he apologized. He said, "I gave it to my postdoc to write the review, and I didn't check it."
Yeah.
So that's what most of the time happens: is they give it to somebody and then they don't check it.
They don't check. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, remember how to write paper. I told you they're still valid. Okay. So the later part, AI, is what now just brewing up. And for you, you can still make use of it and make your paper more effective. So,
More questions? If not, join me and thank Professor Prashant Kamat again for this amazing talk today.
sure. Sorry.
We as researchers,
Pessoal, quem quiser vir conversar, bater papo aqui com o Prashant.
This thing is like someone's gonna die. Look at the.
See, one thing AI cannot do is the create.
Can fall.
So a lot of
I saw one
research
that I remember
ideas
that
come from
it can
asking questions to yourself or something. Or now you ask me something, talk or something that triggers. So that is the strength as a researcher we still have, and not worry. To do some good science, creativity, our own ideas. So what I'm worried is the new generation has come. They've never been exposed to it.
This is one thing. The big
So how they will think? So this is, they're worried in high school.
Esse negócio de eu não faço mais ultimamente enviar para
That's the question that I was trying to do, because, for example, we grew up where we have like more or less solid references, like there's a
consegue identificar, por exemplo, se parecer que
for example, we have like solid references like books, busy literature. Eventually,
Camila, vamos dar encerrar. Tá bom. Deixar desaparecer a gente. Tá.